Hello everyone and welcome to Werven's World and welcome to my 5 tips for new players of Might and Magic 10 Legacy. So Might and Magic 10 is actually a really nice throwback to the old Might and Magic games where the combat was very much turn-based. It got a lot of flack for this because the more recent Might and Magics didn't have turn-based combat, but I actually really enjoy it. But it is really kind of like an old school game. There's a lot of stuff that is not necessarily explained. It really focuses a lot on you exploring the world, trying stuff out, and it might not always be very clear how things work. So I thought I would make this video containing 5 tips for new players in order to help you out. Tip number 1, try to never use your potions after combat in order to heal up your team. It's much cheaper to just use supplies. Basically, I have supplies here up until 6, and if you click on it, that means that you heal up your entire health for everyone as well as the mana for everyone. The reason for this is that supplies are much cheaper than potions, and I'll show you this now. So as you can see here, minor health potions cost 90 per piece and minor mana potions cost 100 per piece. So if you keep chugging them after combat, then you will be using a lot of money. However, as you can see here, I'm currently in the tavern. I can click on services, buy supplies, and I can restock my supplies to 6 for 100 gold, which is way cheaper. Because then that basically means that 6 times for 100 gold, you can regenerate all your mana as well as all your health for all of your characters. Tip number 2, during your adventures you will pick up a lot of loot that is not identified. So if you want to identify it, you can, for example, here in Sorpigal go to the Charms and Talismans area. However, if you could see here, if you click on Identify Equipment, that it cost me 100 gold per item. This is on Warrior difficulty. On Adventurer difficulty this will be a bit less, but still it will cost you a lot of money because you will find a fair amount of these items. So you can make this free in 2 ways. The first way is to have a character that can cast primordial magic. For example, here I have a free mage, and if I open my skills, you can see that I leveled primordial magic to expert. That also means that you need to find yourself an expert primordial magic trainer in order to actually become an expert. Once you've done that, you can go to a shop where they sell spells, such as in Sorpigal, there's the Arcane Library. You can go there. You can say, learn spells. For him, I'll take Identify. Once you buy that, then now he knows it. And I can click on Spellbook, Identify, and it only cost me 5 mana to identify all of these things. So basically now I did it for free because mana is way easier to get than money. There is one more way on doing identifying for free, and that is by having a hireling. So basically in the game you can get 2 mercenaries that can give you different types of skills, and in one of the cities there is a mercenary that you can basically have with you, and he will identify all your stuff for free. However, this is more later in the game that you can get to this guy, so yeah, it's up to you what you prefer. Tip number 3, explore a lot, everywhere, because there are lots and lots of things hidden throughout the world that can give you extra things. For example, here is a barrel, you can actually open it, and then there is a yellow liquid in this one, and you can make someone drink it, and they then gain, in this case, resistance to light magic. You can get a lot of different colors that give you different things. But there's also lots of other stuff hiding, such as this chest here, and there are many more things. And don't only explore in cities, but also in dungeons. There's always some hidden alcove with stuff to find, and over time these things add up. So exploring is really worth it. Also make sure to go into houses, because there's often people there that have special stuff for you. In this case, for example, a quest. And here's another house that also has a quest, but also, for example, some gossip on how I can become a paladin. And it tells me that only the governor of the peninsula has the authority to dub crusaders and make them paladins. So that's how you know where to turn your crusader into a paladin. And this is how you learn about those kind of things. Tip number 4, one thing to be aware of is that Uplay, from which you start Might and Magic, actually has a form of currency you can earn by doing specific things. For example, here in Far Cry, if you do these things, then you gain 40, 20, 30 and 10 points, and each game has things like that. You can actually use these points in rewards to unlock specific things. For example, you can unlock another hireling, the Archmage, but you can especially unlock the special relic set. These are items that you can have access to at the beginning of the game already. However, you need to have expert rank in the respective skills to actually use these items, and they kind of grow with you, so they become stronger as you become stronger. And they're unbreakable, so they're kind of nice to have. They're not overpowered, you will be finding other stuff that is better, but it does give you a bit of a step up at the beginning of the game, which is quite nice. Tip number 5. If you don't like to be spoiled by guides, make sure to have pen and paper ready or use your map note function. For example, here, if I go to this shop here, I can see that there is a trainer for magical focus. However, none of my characters can learn this yet because they don't have the required skill. But at some point I might want to train here, but I might have forgotten where exactly it was. So you can either write those things down or you can click on your map. You can click here and you can say, for example, magical focus expert. What I then normally also do is go to the world map and make a note here. And basically here you can list all the trainers that you know that are here. For example, if there's also endurance, expert, and then you can even say exactly where it is, because here on the area map you can see the coordinates of where you are. What I also like to do is basically make a little note here for anything that I basically want to remember. For example, in the last tip I learned that the governor of Peninsula can make my crusaders into paladins. So you could say Crusader Paladin is governor of Peninsula, or something like that. And then basically that note is always here and I can just click on it whenever I want to add something to it. So either pen and paper or the map note function are really, really useful if you don't want to be spoiled by guides like me. So these were my 5 tips for new players of Might and Magic 10. I hope you found them useful and see you next time.